Hello, my name is Don, and I'm a school psychologist.
And my name's Nick Wynn, and I'm a chaplain.
We both work at Rockingham Senior High School in the town of Rockingham, Perth, Western Australia. I appreciate this opportunity to promote TID, treating everyone decently for a safe and friendly environment in the school. Today's talk is about getting on with others, particularly your parents and teachers. We all have disagreements occasionally, but these tips should help you get on. Firstly, be the first to forgive. Don't wait for the other person. Make the issue small in your mind by telling yourself that it really doesn't matter and say, I'm sorry. Secondly, this thoughtful task that you can do for the other person. Even small things can be useful, such as smiling and saying hello and being friendly to your parents early in the morning. Giving compliments, that is saying positive things about other people, can be useful in building relationships. Thirdly, do considerate things for the other person every day. If you find that hard, keep a list and reward yourself. Lastly, don't expect an immediate change. Even those closest to you, such as your parents, may say or do unkind things for quite some time, in spite of your best efforts. Be patient and persistent, and keep trying.
You know, when we often think about forgiveness, we think about it as being letting somebody off the hook, letting someone who has offended us or hurt us or caused us to be angry to go without being punished, to go without getting revenge on them. We often think about it in that way. I personally don't find it a particularly easy thing to forgive people, but there's two things that I remember that seem to help me to forgive others. The first thing is that I try to remember that it's not so much me letting someone else off the hook, but it's more about letting me off the hook. When I forgive somebody who's hurt me or caused me to be angry, I let the anger and resentment that I hold towards them go. That anger that I formerly had does not control me anymore, it doesn't affect me anymore. See, when I hold on to anger, it affects the way I think, it affects the way I feel, it affects my relationships, it'll affect the cat if I kick it, it'll affect things in my life in a negative way. But if I choose to forgive, that anger is gone and I set myself free. The second thing that I remember that helps me to forgive others is to remember that forgiveness is a choice. When I forgive other people, as I said, I rarely feel like doing it. But when I make that decision to do it, the feelings will follow. If I make a decision to forgive somebody who's hurt me, whether I feel like it or not, those feelings will follow. Within 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however long, I'll feel better once I've forgiven that person. I want to read to you a story that illustrates this area of forgiveness in a really good way. This is a story of a lady called Sharmita Lovely. We first met Sharmita in 1991 on a show featuring victims of crime. Sharmita was on Oprah Winfrey's show. At just 17 years old, she confronted the man who attacked her and murdered her boyfriend. Corey Costin had beat Sharmita so badly that the only parts of her body her mother could identify were her feet. Corey is serving a 40 to 60-year-old prison sentence. However, Sharmita says that if it were in her power, she would set Corey free. Now a happily married mother with a great job, Sharmita says forgiving Corey has given her control over her own life. She said, I can remember a time when I wouldn't let go and live. I was so angry and mad at the world that I locked everybody out. I even locked myself out. I made the biggest decision ever when I decided to let go of that hate and that anger and misery and choose to forgive. In doing that, I became the hero of my own life. It is so important for us to learn how to forgive other people. It's one of the greatest keys we can learn to do in life. If we can learn while we're young, it can become a habit in our life, and therefore anger and resentment won't control us.